Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. A devotee by name Nilakantha is there with the master. The master was seated on the semicircular porch with Nilakantha and other devotees. The autumn moon flooded all the quarters with light. Sri Ramakrishna and Nilakantha talked. Autumn moon is where the clouds are not there. It is a beautiful time when the winter sets in, the rainy season ends, and the hot days are over, and the winter begins, and the whole atmosphere changes. The nature is as if participating in the worship of the Lord of the universe. The whole thing is so beautiful and so much nice. The greenery is just raising everywhere, and everything looks prospective, filling with joy and peace every heart. Nilakantha and Ramakrishna talked. Nilakantha, you are none other than Gauranga. Is the way in which these people are accustomed with the Gauranga's life and story. The historical event that took place before the eyes of people just a few centuries behind, and still the people are remembering. Just a man's life lasts for nearly 100 years. Even if you take 70, 80 years, the childhood who has seen his grandson or great-grandson is still alive, having heard from grandfathers and great-grandfathers about the life and the way in which he transformed people, how he used to be unconscious of his own bodily existence, how he was unable to remain oblivious of the external nature. All that he was, people are just as if they are just hearing, because the recent past for them, and from generations we hear and come. And it is still alive in the minds of because modernity has not yet developed. After the 18th century, after Sri Ramakrishna's advent, Thakur comes exactly in the time when there is a great transformation going on. The modern, what we call modernity of the technological developments and scientific developments are on the way. And with that came up the materialism. The spirituality is being replaced. It was suppressed because of the constant invasions from the other parts of the world. This belonging to the other cultures which we are not accustomed to, where the bodily existence was given more importance than the spiritual existence. The spirituality was something consoling or compensating factor in their worldly life. The desire for enjoyments and materialism has to be compensated somewhere. I commit lot of sin and I feel guilty. How to remove that guilt? to again participate in the same world in the same way. Each time they find one place where they can just find relief from the guilt they are committing. So the religion and God, spirituality and all this was where the sin and virtue was more important. That is, man's bodily existence was more important. When the spiritual awareness comes in the man's heart, the whole thing differs. Oh, body is only an external cover, and I have nothing to do with this external cover. I have a place within myself, and I am free from all guilts. I am free from all sins. I am free from all virtues also. I am free from even the good things I do. As much as some bad things I commit good things also. He finds the spiritual awareness drops off good and bad, right and wrong, all these things, where all differences dissolve between good and bad, and a new awareness of spiritual awareness dawns, where we see a new light coming up in life. That is, a great peace dawns in the heart. The materialism was to be immediately. Sri Ramakrishna plans his advent in this world just exactly at the transition period. The spiritual awareness which was there, the cultural, it was not predominant because of the invasions. It was suppressed by other cultures, external culture, bodily culture, which presented in the spiritual land. And materialism is yet to come, where all people were rushed to enjoy and possess. It was about to come. And Ramakrishna comes there in the transition period, because it is after this the materialism is going to occupy. And people are still aware of Gauranga's life, who was in ecstatic state, move about, transform the people, and whoever not to. Now you can see the sight of a samadhi sthiti, how it transforms man's awareness forever. We don't see that. But here an incarnation of God is presenting practically, and that has happened just a few centuries before. 2-3 centuries, 4-5, for maximum 4 centuries before, the play has gone. And that is still, and the same thing happened just before our great-grandfather's eyes. And is that same person who has come again to demonstrate again that state of samadhi where man becomes oblivious of the external world and he becomes aware of his spiritual existence and bodily existence totally gone away. So that aspect is thinking and telling, you are none other than Gauranga. Master, why should you say such a thing? I am the servant of all. Sri Ramakrishna goes to the extreme level, because this is where the biggest mistake happens in case of humans. The I am so and so, that identity immediately, the ego, kartritva, bhoktritva and jnatritva. These two are the parts of the ego. Ego contains kartritva, doership, enjoyership, bhoktritva, and jnatritva, knowership. And what does he know? Not about God and spiritual or metaphysical realities. He knows only physical world, perceived by the 5 senses, nothing beyond. And that I know everything comes into picture. I am just by studying in school, The child speaks like as if he knows everything about this world and beyond. When he goes to the college, he thinks just because he has passed a few exams in the college, he thinks he has achieved great thing in life which nobody else achieve. And next day, if his job goes off, he is on the street without any support. And such people, you can see that ego manifesting somehow, and that supporting samarthana. They go on insisting or presenting more emphatically their own presence about their knowledge. And Sri Ramakrishna doesn't want this to happen. Ego in any way, the ego presents, the spirit disappears. Because ego is always with respect to bodily existence and the external world. Ego. Now, when we come to the spiritual existence, it is independent of the... Now, we have the waking ego, ahankar, that waking ego. When I sleep, this waking ego completely disappears because my bodily existence disappears. And dream ego awakens. Waking ego has gone away. Waking world has disappeared. Waking body has disappeared. Never to be seen. I am in a different dimension, governed by different laws of that dimension. I am governed by the laws of dream, not laws of the physical world. Here, again, when I wake up, the whole thing, time, space, everything changes. In dream world, time, space, everything changes. Anything can be anything, any moment. I am a child, and within half an hour, I can be an old man walking somewhere. I can be a bird flying in the sky. I can be a devata, whatever I can be in dream. I don't know what I will be and what I will not be. There is no law. It has its own law. Like when I enter into deep sleep, nothing exists. I don't even know whether I am there or not, because only one meditation is there. Nothing exists. Nothing. Absence of all things is experiencing in deep sleep, where all is knowledge, everything goes into a seed form and remains. Now imagine how it would be when it enters into Samadhi Sthiti, just like we lose our waking ego, and in dream ego manifests like that, in purified, extremely purified, and containing the whole content in the ego is of the spiritual existence and spirit. A new ego presents in Samadhi, where the ego always goes with the intellect, buddhi. Mana, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, 4 aspects of mind. Mana, buddhi, chitta. Chitta and mana go together, and ahankara and buddhi go together. They move together always. So, buddhi is untouched by the maya, but belongs to the realm of Prakriti, nature. It belongs to nature, Prakriti, but it is untouched by Maya. Just it has a compassion for its own existence and for its mind. Whatever mind it demands, like a child demanding in front of mother or father, whatever the child wants, they will try to satisfy. That motherly affection is there for the buddhi, because it is turning towards the world. Buddhi is turned towards the world. When it turns towards the spirit, it entirely separates from the mind. And mind merges in the buddhi. and the inward journey begins. So here, in Samadhi Sthiti, we have a new identity, new ego, which is not pertaining to nature. It is spiritual ego. There he gets the vision of God. That ego goes with the buddhi. Buddhi is filled with, it's like red hot iron. A ball of iron is no more iron. It has lost all the property of iron and it has become red hot iron, has become fire itself. It is fire. It has lost all the property of iron, it has become fire now. Like this, the buddhi is filled with Chaitanya awareness, and it has become Chaitanya that it can enter into Chaitanya and see, get the vision of God. So here we see he gets a new identity, new ego. This ego is the real ego, which pertains to spirit, Chaitanya. And this ego which we have is material ego, of material bodily identity. This is matter. It is going to perish. It has come into existence, it is going to perish. And I am identifying with a body which I am not, and not only that, which is perishable. And this ego, you can imagine, this ego we are presenting in this world. I am great, I am this, Sri Ramakrishna doesn't want this ego to be there. He wants the pure ego to manifest. So this ego, all who are present are still bodily existence, bodily awareness with the worldly ego they possess. And this Sri Ramakrishna doesn't want to happen. So he goes to the lowest level to eradicate and show to the people how they should be in the world to get that spiritual ego. I am child of God. I am Atman. That awareness to come. So he goes to the lowest level. Master, why should you say such a thing? I am servant of this all. I am servant of the servant of all. Nilakanta is telling you are none other than Gauranga, and Sri Ramakrishna's answer is, no, why should you say that I am the servant of the servants? How he is using you, you see. I am servant of all. I am servant of the servant of all. The wave belongs to the Ganges, but Ganges does not belong to the waves. Waves appear and disappear. And waves belong to the ocean. They appear in ocean, dissolve in ocean. Wave doesn't belongs to the ocean, and ocean doesn't belong to the. Just like I belong to God, and God belongs to me. That me, I, is not physical identity. It is spiritual identity. He has already lost the physical. He can never say, God belongs to me, as long as his physical identity, physical ego is there. To practice, I belong to God, he may go on practicing repeatedly again and again. I belong to him, I belong to him. How is that? Waves belong to Ganges, but Ganges doesn't belong to wave, because wave may disappear. Ganges doesn't disappear. Waves come and go. Ganges remains there forever. If Ganges belong to wave, with wave the Ganges also must disappear. We appear and disappear, waves, and God eternally remains. In God we appear, into God we disappear. Nilakanta, you may say whatever you like, But we regard you as Gauranga himself. This is their experience, their thing. Master, tenderly, in an ecstatic mood, he is coming into the folds of the devotees. Tenderly, my dear sir, I try to seek my I, but I do not find it. Hanuman said to Rama, O Rama, sometimes I think of you are the whole and I am a part. And sometimes that you are my master and I am your servant. But when I have the knowledge of reality, I see that you are I and I am you. These states, three stages, sequential stages that a jiva passes through. You are the master, I am the servant. The identity. How do I present my identity? You are the master and I am your servant. When he is aware of his bodily existence, he is identified with body and he understands. He practices also the sadhana, and it is true. With bodily existence, I can only be a servant of the master. And as he grows, slowly he will find that I am a part of God. I am a part of God. And finally he finds I and you are one. These states are identity with the bodily existence, identity with the Jivatman level, individual soul. We have three existences now. I am body, I am Jivatman, the individual soul, and I am the soul absolute, that is Brahman. Dehosmi, Jivosmi, Brahmosmi. The three identities. I am the body, I am the Jiva, individual soul, and that is transmigratory soul from one body to another body who goes. It's called Jivatman. It's transmigrating soul. Bodily existence, migrating soul, and then I as the absolute, independent of all external limitations. I as myself. So these three identities, how I look upon God. Hanuman says, Deha buddhyatu dasoham. When I have the Deha buddhi, I am the servant of you. Jiva buddhyat twadam shakaha. When I become to the awareness of my Jivatman, I am individual soul, immediately I find that I am part of you. Atma buddhya tvamevaham. In Atma buddhi, when I go to the infinite, my Atman level of existence, I identify with the Atman, then I and you are same. Atma buddhya tvamevaham. I am yourself. You are myself. Tvamevaham iti me nischetamati. This is my firm conviction through experience. That Hanuman says. Now, you see, we have these three identities. From Deha Bhava, we have to go to the Jiva Bhava, from Jiva Bhava to Atma Bhava. When we are in bodily existence, we will be in Deha Bhava. When after turning inward slowly, just like we enter into sleep, in the same way, in the same path, we turn inward and transcend. We transcend Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, and then we see ourselves being infinite. When we leave the bodily existence, we enter into from Annamaya to Pranamaya. In this experience, we see The moment I transcend the bodily existence, I become still. I am unaware of the bodily existence. From pranamaya, when I cross the barrier of pranamaya and enter into manomaya, I become oblivious of the external. Now, till then, my body is achala. When I am in pranamaya, annamaya I cross, enter into pranamaya, my body becomes still. But I am able to, where is my body? I will not identify, I am not able to find. But I am able to hear all these sounds, who is coming, who is going, everything I am able to understand. Only body is still. I am not able to identify how big I am, what is my identity. If I open my eye, I can see myself. When I close my eye, this is annamaya to pranamaya I have come. When I go from pranamaya to manomaya, the whole thing becomes entirely, all the senses cease to work. They have turned inward now. Our ears are not hearing sound. The sound becomes stopped. I am seeing something new within. A world of waves, thoughts coming and going in me. I have become the mind. Just like in waking state, I become the body, I become the mind. So when I become the mind, I am in manomaya kosha. Now, beyond manomaya kosha going is extremely difficult, but there is a not impossible. A little struggle with constant awareness of the divine. I go from manomaya to vijnanamaya. Mind merges in the buddhi, and buddhi is viewing a new world. First spiritual awakening will be there to see the light of spirit. And there we see we have transcended the body. From Deva Bhava, I have gone to the Jiva Bhava. First time I am identifying myself with the transmigratory soul. Where from I came, where am I going to, I will know, independent of body. This is going to, and if after getting the there we get the Savikalpa Samadhi, seeing the vision of God, and being one with God, trying to merge in Him, we enter into the Atman level. The Anandamaya, we enter into Anandamaya, we see that I am a totally inseparable part of God, And I want, one day I become one with Him to find myself as the Atman, where I see only one exists without a second. From there, Jiva Bhava, I enter into Shuddha Chaitanya Sagar. So I am Satchidananda Sagara. I myself am Satchidananda. I and God are one. From the Jiva Bhava to Atma Bhava. We move, transcend. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.